With any at-home exercise program, it is important to practice safety first. Please adhere to the following guidelines. Check surroundings for trip hazards. For safety and support, use a straight back chair, no office chairs with wheels. With or without arms, if possible, place it against a wall for security. Please wear appropriate footwear. Keep a bottle or cup of water close by and take frequent sips throughout the exercises to stay hydrated. Know your restrictions. Follow orders from your doctor or therapist. Listen to your body. If it hurts, don't do it. Make sure you are breathing naturally throughout each exercise. If you experience shortness of breath, dizziness, or discomfort, stop. Call for help if you need it. If any of these activities make you feel unstable, cause you pain, or put you at risk, avoid that exercise or stop. Stretching should not hurt. If you experience pain, try a slower, smaller range of motion or a different foot position. If it persists, stop. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoy your workout.
Hi, welcome to our home exercise program, weight training, using pantry items to substitute as weights. So we brought you just some ideas here. You can have your own weights, that's great. Or use things like bottles of hand sanitizer, cans of soup, cans of Coke. Maybe you want a little heavier weight, or even heavier still. A bottle of wine will work just fine, just don't drop it. And then I also brought a little shopping bag, because you can add weight to the shopping bag just so that you get the kind of weight that you're wanting to use. 16 ounces is 1 pound, 32 ounces equals 2 pounds, so forth and so on. So that's how you can gauge how much weight you're going to be using. Okay, so we're going to get started. Let's start with a warm-up. So just walk in place, let your arms relax, let your shoulders relax. We're just kind of getting a little bit of breath flowing and movement, blood flowing. Right, so have a chair if you need something to support yourself for balance during some of our moves. All right, so bring your feet down, toes pointed forward, feet parallel. Roll your shoulders around. Lift them up, roll them back and around. Good. And then you're going to reverse. You're going to press back, lift, roll forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So right here, mini squats. We're not asking you to go down real deep. You can think about sliding your fingertips down towards your knees, just to get the legs warmed up. If you're comfortable, you can raise the arms and lower. Six, 7, 8, nice breathing, 9, and 10. Good, so using your chair for a touch point, toes are pointed forward, hip width apart, heel raises, lift and lower. So you want to raise up nice and high. You're going to lift your arm up as well. Or you can take both arms up, just depending on your balance. You can cross your arms, test your balance. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn your toes out, have your heels touching. okay? So again, heel raises. Lift up, and then as you come down, squeeze your heels together. Feel your tush muscles kick in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Use your gaze stabilization. 8 to work on that balance. 9 and 10. Walk it out. Good. So, can't see my own writing on the wall. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of torso twist. Feet together, cross your arms in front. So the idea is not so much turning your head and shoulders, but your entire torso. So rotate, come back, rotate. That's it. 2, 2. You can add a double count. 1, 2, 1, 2. This could be done seated as well. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Always come back to center. Try to stay tall. 2, 1, 2, and 2 more. 2, 1, 2. Last set. 2, 1, 2. Back to center. You're going to have your arms out. Stretch them out. Do some arm circles. You can keep them down low. If this bothers your shoulders, you can just use your elbows or make nice big wide circles with your arms. Whichever one works for you. Good. Reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So stretch your arms out as you rotate. One arm reaches forward, one arm reaches back. Back to center. Reach. And back to center. Reach. Back to center. Reach. And back to center. Bring your arms up. As you rotate, reach forward and back. Center. Reach forward and back. Center. Reach. Center. We're going to do one more set of this. Center. Reach. And reach. Good. Bring it back to center. Bring it down and just roll those shoulders out. So keeping your knees soft, starting at the head and then the shoulders, upper back, drop your chin forward, let your shoulders round, pull your tummy in, soften the knees, just let your body flex forward. Starting at your tailbone, rolling on up. Loop the shoulder blades around, sweep the arms up. Squeeze the glutes, press the hips forward. Inhale, exhale from head, shoulders, tummy muscles in, knees soft. Relax. Let your head and shoulders be nice and relaxed. Pull the tummy in, starting from the bottom, roll back up. Shoulder roll, lift. Squeeze the glutes. Lift up your rib cage. And one more. Head. Shoulders, tummy in, knees soft, arms relaxed. Roll it up. Loop around, sweep the arms up. Press the hips forward, lift up the rib cage, reach. Inhale, exhale. Good. So let's do a couple of side bends. 2 counts. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let your fingertips just slide down. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We're starting to get nice and loose all over now. One more set each side. 1, 2, 1, 2, and back to center. Good. All right, so let's march it out and pump your arms. Take some nice deep breaths. It's funny. I was like, yeah, march. Good. We're gonna pick the knees up high. 1, 2, 3. This will get your blood flowing. You wanna make sure you're doing that nice deep breathing. Reach, reach. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And walk it out. Good, so I'm gonna come forward a little bit, move my chair back out of the way. So you can do just a side tap, tap. We wanna stretch the arms out, open the chest. Make sure you're picking your feet up, moving those arms. If you're comfortable and you have room, we can take it to a 2-step. 1, 2, tap. 1, tap, tap, 1, tap, 1, 2, tap, 1, 2, tap, 2, tap, 2, tap, 1, 2, tap, 1, 2. One more set. Walk it out in center. Pump your arms. We're going to take this movement forward and back. So it's a 3-step. 1, 2, 3, tap. 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. If you want to do a knee lift, feel free. Tap, tap. Keep your arms moving. Tap. That's it. 2 more sets. Up, up. Last one. Up. And walk it out. Kick. Kick, kick, kick. You need to use your chair, that's fine. You can stay here or add the arms, push, 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 or extended leg or the push. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more set, and walk it out. Good. So we're going to do a V-step. You're standing at a point, step wide, wide, move back to your point. 1, 2, 3, 1. So you get your pattern going, and then we're going to add the arms. Right, left, down, down. So if you've got this and you want to take it a little more, lift, lift, down, down. That's it. That's it. Two more. And walk it out. Good. So right here, we're gonna take and do some mini squats. Take your feet a little wider. Have your toes turned out slightly. Good. Keep your chest open. Good. Bend down and up. Squeeze the glutes on the way up. That's it. You can add an upright row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to come up and we're just going to keep this position. Shift your weight right to left. So you want to feel your hips go back in space. Feel the stretch on the inner thigh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, and 8. Keeping it right here with those wide feet. You have to shift and tap your toe. Tap, 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 punch, 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 punch. That's it. Reach it out, punch it out. Get those arms involved. 4, 3, 2, 1. So keep that tap motion going. We're going to do a punch across. Punch, punch, punch. That's it. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to center and walk it out. Good. So, I'm gonna go with your chair on this one, just for balance. You wanna have that wide leg position with the toes turned out. We did those mini squats. So, you're gonna come down, you're gonna hold. Lift your heels up and down. Keep down in that squat position. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up. Heel raise, knee bend. Keep the heels raised, bend the knees. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Heels down. Walk it back together. Good. So we're going to let you take a couple of nice deep breaths. Go ahead and roll your shoulders out. If you cross your right foot over your left, you're going to push your left hip to the left. Stretch your arm over. Good. Uncross. Here we go. Left over right. Push your right hip out. Stretch over. Come on back to center. Right foot forward. Soften your left knee. Reach forward. Take a nice deep breath. In and out. Come on up. Take your left foot forward. Bend your right knee. Reach forward. Good. All right, so you should be warmed up by now. We're gonna switch up. Julie's gonna do some instructions for upper body.
Okay, so just as Patti talked about, you can have regular hand weights, or if you have some of these things around your house, you're welcome to use some of these. So you can either sit with these or stand. I'm gonna stay standing. So we wanna start with goal post. So your wrists are facing out, and I want you to go parallel to the floor and then back up. Parallel to the floor and up. Four more. Good. So go ahead and relax there. Relax your fingers. And anytime we're using weights, I want you to try to hold the weights as loosely as you can. When we grip those, it raises our blood pressure. So try to keep a light grip. And let's go back to our second set. So goal post, going parallel to the floor and up. And you don't want the weight falling to the floor forward like that. You're going nice and slow. And two more. Very nice. So go ahead and set your weights down or whatever it is you're using. Now let's go ahead and take your arms wide. I want you to come around like a hug and then open back up. Around like a hug and open. And shake your arms out. So now we move on to a chest press. So again, same movement that we start with, wrist facing out. And now I want you to come together in front and then back wide. So with this exercise, you don't want to bounce in the center, so you don't want your weights to touch. Come as close as you can to center and then right back out. And think about squeezing your chest muscles as you bring the weights together. And you've got four more. If you have a variety of weights at home, your chest and back, you're going to do heavier weights than you would for the shoulders. So go ahead and set your weight down. This time I want you to take your hands together in front and let's press as we lift the elbows. This is going to give you a stretch across the chest and a little bit through your shoulders. And then come back wide, open up. And one more time together, let your elbows come up as you press. Good, and shake that out. And one more set with our chest press. Again, you can be seated if you don't prefer to stand. So same position, wrist facing out, come together in front. And when you come together in front, try not to let your weights touch. You want to keep breathing, don't hold your breath. And we have four more. Last two. And last one. Good. And set your weight down. So let's go ahead and take our arms wide again, around like a hug, and then open back up. So next we're doing a one-arm row. So it will look like you're working the arm, but I actually want you to focus on your back. So typically with a one-arm row, we can do a heavier weight. So I'd like for you to get in a staggered position with your feet and then rest your hand on the one leg here. This arm is long. And so what I want you to do here with a tight core, go ahead and lift your weight up and then slow going back to the floor. Lift and lower. And if you are seated, you're doing that same movement. So you can be standing or seated. And we'll do four more of these. And try to really focus on the back with your lift. Good. And let's switch over to the other side. So staggered feet position, hand on your leg there, long arm on the outside, and lift and lower. And your core is tight, and I want you to think about using your back as you lift. And if you have a variety of weights at home, this is going to be a heavier weight than what you would use for shoulders. And two more. Good. And you can set your weight down. And let's go ahead and stretch out the back just a little bit. So with a bend in your knees, let's go ahead and round towards the front, fingertips meet. And feel that stretch through the back. Good, and relax, and we'll do that one more time. Fingertips meet in front. And hold hold that stretch. Good, and relax. So one more time with our one arm row. Arm goes long, resting on that front leg, and lift and lower. And think about the back doing the work. Last two. Good. And then we switch over to the other side. Staggered foot position. Remember, you can be seated if you want to. Lift and lower. And good control going back to the floor. Don't just let your arm fall down. And 4 more. Last 2. Good, and relax there. So this time, we're gonna do a low to high row here. So I want you to take your weights on the outside of your legs, and now I want you to bring the weight up as you bring your elbows out to the side. And it's a nice and slow motion. And as you come to that high row, feel your shoulder blades moving together. And you wanna keep your wrist in a neutral position. Try not to change the position of your wrist as you bring the arms up. And 3 more. Last time. Good. And you can set your weights down for just a moment. Now let's go ahead and reach across the body. Hold that stretch. Good. And to the other side, reach across. Hold the stretch. Good. Now let's take our weights again. And let's go on the outside of your legs with your weight, and now come to that high row. Elbows coming out to the side, and take your time, especially going back down as you lower the weights to start position. And breathe. Last 3. And if you find the weight you have is too heavy for this, you can always just do the movement without the weight. And relax there. Okay, so one more time. Let's reach across the body, hold that stretch. Feel a little stretch through the back. And to the other side. Good. So this time, this is called a concentration curl. So you're gonna take your elbow and you're gonna rest it in the middle of your leg here. So our core is tight as we're slightly hinged forward. And I want you to go down towards your ankle and then up towards your shoulder. And we're going nice and slow here. We don't get in a hurry. And you want to breathe. Don't hold your breath. And we'll do the right and left sides. 3 more. And you should feel this in your biceps. Good. Now let's switch over to the other side. So your elbow anchors right in the middle of your leg. Lower down and up towards your shoulder. And again, we're not rolling our wrist at all. It stays in a neutral position. And 3 more. And last one. Good. So set your weight on the floor. And now let's take your hand out in front. So your palm is facing forward. And then you can do a little press on your fingers, and that gives you a little stretch through the biceps, not a very deep stretch. That doesn't feel good to pull on your hands, just hold like this. And now to the other side. If you can, press on the fingers a little bit, you get a deeper stretch. Good, and relax. And one more time with our concentration curl, elbow in the middle of your leg, core tight, lower down and up. And 4 more to this side. And try not to roll your wrist. Good. And last time to the other side. Elbow in the middle of your leg. You're anchored here. Lower down and up. And try not to move your elbow. And breathe. 4 more. And when you're strength training, you want to use opposing muscle groups. So we just did biceps, so now we'll move on to triceps. So I'm going to go ahead and stand up. You can stay seated if you want to. So here I want you to start with your elbow up, and this is start position. So now for the triceps here, we want to push back and then back into the body. And I don't want you wasting a lot of energy coming towards your chest. You want to stop at about the hip so that you keep the muscles here doing the work. And 3 more. Good, and we'll switch over to the other side. So this is start position with your elbow up, then extend back and in, and don't waste energy coming towards the chest. Stop at about your hip. And breathe, and you've got 4 more. And last one. So we'll stretch in between. You can set your weight down. So a nice stretch for the triceps is pretend like you're touching your back and then press just below the elbow. And that gives us a stretch here. Good. And now to the other side, like you're touching your back, press just below your elbow. And you don't want to press on the elbow when you're doing the stretch. And relax. So we'll do 1 more set to each side. So let's start with our elbow up. This is start position, and then a little extension back. And remember, you can be seated if you want to. And 4 more. Resist it coming down. That's not a quick movement. And last one. And go ahead and switch back over to the other side. Start position is elbow up. And extend back. Stopping at about the hip as you come back in. And 4 more. Breathe. And usually the triceps are going to be a little lighter weight than your biceps if you have multiple weights to use. Okay, so this time I want you to take both of your weights, and we will be seated. And anytime we're doing shoulder exercises, you're going to want to use a lighter weight. So if you've got a multiple set of weights, go with your lighter set. So we want to hinge forward slightly with our arms long behind your knees. Keep your gaze in front of your toes, and then we're going to lift to the side and down. And you're not lifting much higher than shoulder height. It's a fairly small range of motion. And your gaze stays in front of your toes so that you keep your neck in a neutral position. And 2 more. If at any time this gets too heavy for you, you can always just do the motion without your weights. So go ahead and relax there. Relax your fingers. Deep breath in. Big exhale, and 1 more set. So a slight hinge forward at the hip. Arms go long behind your knees, and then lift out to the side and down. Your gaze in front of your toes. And we have a tendency on this exercise to go quick back underneath the legs, but I want you to resist it coming down. And you've got 2 more. And last one. Good, and relax there. So you can put your weight on your lap, relax your fingers, and let's go wide with the arms and like you're turning doorknobs. Okay, so this time we want to do a front raise. So separate your legs just a little bit. Your weight starts right here, and here we're going to do an alternating raise. So you're going to go left, down, right, down. If you need to rest on your leg as you come down, you can, as we're alternating, or if you want a little more work, you can actually hold it right above your knee. That's going to be harder than if you let it rest. It's up to you. And 2 more. Last ones here. And relax. Good. So go ahead and take your weight in your lap. Be careful as you hold it there, and let's come back around like a hug and open back wide one more time. Good. And let's go back to that front raise. So alternating raise here. Another option is to do it together if you don't want to do the alternating raise. And you should feel this on the front of your shoulders. If you prefer the alternating raise, go ahead with that. The 2 arm raise is a little harder when you're lifting together. And 4 more. Last 2. Good, and relax there. So let's go ahead and relax your fingers. So if you have a variety of weights, you'll want to go with a little heavier weight. If you just have the one set, it's fine to use what you have. We're going to go with a shrug here. So our arms are long. So I'm going to lift my shoulders up with a shrug, and that's what lifts the weight. So I'm not using my arms to lift. It's the shrug that lifts the weight up. And you should start to feel this a little bit through the upper back, closer towards your neck. Good. And 4 more. Last 2. And last 1. And remember, if you have a variety of weights, you're going to go with your heavier weight with this shrug. So let's set our weight down just a minute and do some small arm circles. Good. And now circle back. And then we'll do one more set of our shrugs. Good. So grab your weights again. If you have a variety, this is going to be a heavier weight. And with our arms long, lift and lower. So it's the shrug of your shoulders that actually lifts the weight. Good. And 4 more. Last 2. And last 1. Good. And you can put your weights away, and Patty's going to finish up with legs and stretching.
We're going to start seated. And I told you could use a little shopping bag if you like. So I'm going to use this shopping bag and do a knee extension. Bend, extend. So this is working the quad. You're going to feel it. If the extra weight on your foot is too much, simply doing it, lift, hold. You want your toe pointed up. You want your heel pushing out. And 2 more. You want to hold it at the top for just a second. And down. Good. Left, lift, hold. Try to keep your torso upright if you can. Some of you have back problems and you might need that support of the chair, and that's fine. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and slow. We're going to do a variation of that. So think about your knees starting off a little bit wide. Take your foot under the chair, and as you lift, turn the toe out, push out through the heel, and down. 2. This is going to target the inner thigh a little bit as well as the quad. 3. Hold. Good. 4 more. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. So now bring your left foot center and under. And here we go with the left. Lift, turn the toe out, push the heel out. 1. You should feel it right through in here. 2. 3. If you put your hand there, you'll feel the muscle kind of pop out. 4. 4 more. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Bring it back to center. So walk your sit bones forward in your chair, and I want you to start using a chair. So if I were to put my hands on the arm of the chair to help me stand up, that's fine, and sit down. What I want you to do though is I want you to come up halfway, stop. Now there's no weight on my hands, and then I'm going to sit down. So halfway up, keep your chest up and sit. Halfway up and sit. Halfway up and sit. That's 4. Now we're going to come all the way up and go halfway down, hold, and stand. Halfway down and up. Halfway down, pull the tummy in. And 1 more. And up. So you can either do that variation, the halfway down and up on this next one, or you could do the full sit to stand. So starting in the up position, you're going to do a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up, 2, 3. You're going to feel those legs working. Take one arm forward if you can. 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. Try the other arm. 4, 3. These are just variations. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, or both arms. 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. 1. If you want to lift your hands up a little bit more, reach out through the fingertips. 4, up, 2, 3, and 4. Good. All right, let's just walk it out just a little bit. You're going to come over to the side of the chair. I'm going to move it over just a little bit. And I want you to go ahead and take 1 foot forward and take the other foot back. In fact, I think I'll give you a side view so you can see what I'm doing. 1 foot forward, reach the other foot back. Good. So this leg is straight. You might feel a little stretch in the calf. This leg stays bent. So lift your back heel up and down and reach up and down. Think about reaching for the top shelf and down. 3. If you feel nice and balanced and you want to challenge a little more, 4. 3. You should feel your glute muscle kicking in. 2. 1. Good. Let's switch and do the other side. So take a step forward, reach back, keep the front knee right over the ankle, back leg is nice and long, zip it up. Good. So heel raise, lift, 2, 3. See if you can contract that glute muscle. Reach. 4. If you can do both arms, great. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So go ahead and stay in this position. Remember, this knee is over the ankle. We're going to start with your hand up. And again, either one hand or both. Lift your heel up. Bend your knees, dip down and up. 2 and up. You can use both hands. 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring the heel down and switch your position. Reach back. Start off with that straight leg, knee over the ankle. Good. So we're going to lift the heel up, arm up, and then bend your knees, just dip down. You don't have to go all the way to the floor. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And step out of it. So just to stretch, send your right foot forward. Let your left knee bend as you reach, sending your hips back. Good. Bring your right knee up. I want you to round forward, grab the ankle, the shoe, or your pant leg. Stand up nice and tall. Stretch out that quad. Good. And release. Left leg. So you can step forward, lift the toe up, let your other knee bend. Reach forward as you send your hips back. Good. Bring the knee up. Round your back. Grab the ankle or the pant leg. Flex. Chest open. And release. Good. So again, standing behind your chair on this one, I think is easier. So I'm going to stand just a little bit to the right. And I'm going to bring the knee up like I'm stepping over a hurdle and around. 2, 3, 4. Keep the tummy muscles in. 5, 6, 7, 8, and reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and controlled. Same for the left. Bring the knee up. Lift over and around. 2. Keep your support knee soft. 4. If you feel it clicking in your hip, make your circle a little smaller. Tighten your tummy muscles. 3, 2, 1. And reverse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Great. So we're going to go ahead and stretch out the hips, cross the right foot over left. So it's the one that's behind that is going to stretch. Push your hips to the left. Reach out through that left hand, side bend over. Try to avoid flexing forward. Keep your chest open. And down. Good. So let's go ahead and put left over right. Now the right hip goes out to the side. Reach that right arm over. We're hoping to feel the stretch right here through the hip. And down. Good. I'll push forward just a little bit so I can do the next one. All right, soften your knees so you can place your hands on the arm of the chair or table. Pull the tummy muscles in. Hold that position. Take your right leg back and keep your toe pointed. You don't have to go real high. If you feel it in your low back, you want to pull your tummy muscles in. 4 more, 4, 3, 2. Tighten up those glutes. Now turn the toe out to the side and lift the ankle bone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and slow. 4 more. Feel that glute contract. 2 and 1. Bring it down. Stretch your arms forward, round your back. Tuck your chin, pull your tummy in, and up. So we're going to soften the knees, reset the hands, reach the left foot back, keep the toe pointed, lift, 2. Think about reaching through that toe. 3, 4. Keep those abs pulled in. Chin is neutral. 3, 2, 1. So turn the toe out. Lift from the ankle bone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet back together. Round your back. Keep your knees soft. Pull the tummy in, stretch. And back up. Good. Roll the shoulders out. Great. So bring your right knee up. Do some ankle circles. And reverse. Switch. Reverse. Good. Bring it down. Come back to your chair. Good. So let's go ahead and stretch out your right leg so the toe is lifted. Place your hands on top of each other. Think about reaching across the table. Your knee has a little bit of give to it. You don't need to have it locked out. Good. You should feel that nice big stretch all through the back of your leg. Take a breath in. Come up halfway. Exhale, reach and round. Nice deep breath into your back. And roll up on the exhale. Good. Left leg, hands on top. Inhale, exhale, reach it forward. Think about your chin just being slightly retracted. Breathe. Come up. Inhale, exhale, reach, 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 round and dive forward. Inhale and exhale, roll on up. Good. So on this one, you can either cross at the ankles, or if it's available, cross the ankle over the knee. Sit up nice and tall. And then think about hinging slightly forward from the hips. Some people may have restrictions, and if you do, you can always do this with just an ankle cross. Inhale, exhale. Let's switch. So here's another way you can adjust this. If your foot's a little farther out, it's not going to be as much of a stretch. Or if you have the foot directly under the ankle, you're going to feel it a little more. So Pull the tummy in. That slight hinge. I'm not rounding my upper back. I'm just going to stay nice long spine from the tailbone to the head. And then return upright. Good. So take your hands, bring them to one side of the chair, hold, and look over your shoulder. Back to center. Hands go to the other side. Rotate. Look over your shoulder. Back to center. Let's have a nice deep cleansing breath. 2 more of those. Inhale, lift up your chest. Exhale. Get that full breath. Good. And we're done. Thanks, everybody. All right, I hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you soon.